must be marked down as another great All Blacks captain. What a man to follow, Wilson Winneray, one of the greatest of all time, perhaps the greatest touring captain. Ken Gray there, number 2. Very tall man for a prop, 16 stone, and very fast as well, on the loose head side. 12-6 then. Nearly 7 minutes gone in the second half. Going, putting it in for the All Blacks on the Monmouthshire 25. Beautiful heel. Going to Cottrell, to Davis, and McCormick up in the line, couldn't handle the pass. Picked it up well, recovered. As slippery as an eel, this little man going, looking for a blindside break, doubling back. Well checked by the counties. And the whistle has to go. Nice bit of scrambling by the counties forwards. And the All Blacks get the put in. I should think that might well be Watts again in trouble. No, it's not. He's on his feet. It's another counties forward. It's the bearded Arthur Hughes, the open side flank forward, brother of the captain Dennis. Another man who scored 100 tries in top-class football, like Kelvin Tremaine. Paul Watts has gone off for a moment. I think he'll be back. It would be a sorry thing indeed for this counties side if they were to lose a man for any length of time now. But they must now, if they weren't already at half-time, be beginning to think in terms of a historic win, with only 2 more matches to be played by this hitherto invincible side. A side which many of the pundits reckon is the best they've ever seen. I've never seen a better one than this. And let's face it, they have 12 internationals out today, so there can be no excuses afterwards if they lose. Going, serving Curtin, going forwards. Cottrell to Curtin again. This is how it went against Scotland. Curtin coming inside. Curtin. Oh, it's going to be a marvellous try for Curtin. Almost a replica of their magnificent try at Murrayfield last Saturday, when Curtin came outside his inside centre, but on that occasion eventually handed on to Davis, who sped for the line. What a magnificent individual effort by Curtin. And the counties' defence just wasn't up to it on that occasion. So 12-9, and this really looks rather different. Fergie McCormick taking this kick, about 4 yards in from touch. Just pulled it. So it's 12 points to 9, the first try of the match, the 48th try of the New Zealand tour, incidentally. And McCormick's tally on the tour now stands at 114. Four penalty goals to Monmouthshire, 2 of the same to New Zealand, plus 1 try, 12 points to 9. Didn't cross the 10 yards line, and the All Blacks opt for a scrum back centre. It's about half an hour to glory for this county side now. Only 3 points the difference. Sid going for the All Blacks. Cottrell, Davis, McCormick making the overlap, and here goes Thorne. Brushing off the centre. Inside to Walker Nathan, who couldn't quite collect the pass. 10 yards out from the line. And this county pack, a man short, minus Paul Watts, their flank forward, bound to be under very considerable pressure now. Short line out. Here goes going through. It's almost there, forwards in support. Picked up by Strawn. Tremaine is checked. Back on the counties side to Brian Price. Can't quite get it into touch. It's in touch now. And Watts has just come back again. New Zealand ball. Counties pulling a man out of the pack. It's very, very close to the line. Oh, what a beautiful heel. Going through the gap. He's over. Is he over? Let's watch the referee. Was he tackled just short? Yes, they're scrumming it back. He was tackled short, and his momentum didn't carry him over the line. Desperately close thing. This New Zealand power beginning to mount now. And a penalty against the New Zealand hooker, Barry Edwards. That's fair enough, it's into the wind. The way these All Blacks are beginning to go now, it's not difficult to foresee the counties line being under siege for a bit. Short one to Gray, going straight out to Cottrell. Up come those forwards, it's hacked on by Arthur Lewis. Steele going back for it, into touch. Was that straight? Brian Price standing right back from the line out. Ken Jones getting a boot to it. Thorne brushing off the tackle. Down to Barry Edwards just inside his 10-yard line. He's mistouch, McCormick. And so's he. Laurie Daniels, Pontypool captain. Widening his angle a little bit. Kicking it high up onto the roof of the stand. 12-9. Midway between the 25, Monmouthshire 25 and the halfway line. Penalty for barging at the line out. Barry Edwards to take it. It's a beauty. A real good one into the wind. So it's just out from the All Blacks 25. Graham Thorne throwing in, a man who was picked for the tour before he played for his province, Auckland, going for the short one again to Gray. It's going, and Curtin really upended. Cottrell. Here goes Turner, clobbered on the halfway line by Nathan. The whistle has gone for an offence about 15 yards away. And there's still a great deal of spirit and pace left in this county side up front. Just out from the 25, about midfield. Oh! Dummy scissors, and it miscued very badly. Walker Nathan capitalising on it. The Evervale halfbacks ought to know each other's play pretty well, making rather a mess of that one. One they'll very much want to win on their own head. They look to have it a little bit on the retreat.
And it's going up.
That's fair enough, it's into the wind. The way these All Blacks are beginning to go now, it's not difficult to foresee the counties line being under siege for a bit. Short one to Gray, going straight out to Cottrell. Up come those forwards, it's hacked on by Arthur Lewis. Steele going back for it, into touch. Was that straight? Brian Price standing right back from the line out. Ken Jones getting a boot to it. Thorne brushing off the tackle. Down to Barry Edwards, just inside his 10-yard line. He's missed touch, McCormick. And so's he. Laurie Daniels, Pontypool captain. Widening his angle a little bit. Taking it high up onto the roof of the stand. 12-9. Midway between the 25, Monmouthshire 25 and the halfway line. Penalty for barging at the line out. Barry Edwards to take it. Oh, it's a beauty. A real good one into the wind. So it's just out from the All Blacks 25. Graham Thorne throwing in, a man who was picked for the tour before he played for his province, Auckland, going for the short one again to Gray. It's going, and Curtin really upended. Cottrell. Here goes Turner, clobbered on the halfway line by Nathan. The whistle has gone for an offence about 15 yards away. And there's still a great deal of spirit and pace left in this county side up front. Just out from the 25, about midfield. Oh! Dummy scissors, and it miscued very badly. Walker Nathan capitalising on it. The Evervale halfbacks ought to know each other's play pretty well, making rather a mess of that one. Glyn Turner, 20-year-old scrum half. And it's going, that's one against the head, and here goes Brian Lahore giving it to Walker Nathan. There's old Curtin, slipping it to Lahore again. It's 20 yards out from the line, an interception by Ken Jones, the centre. Can't quite get it, yes it is, in touch, flags up. And the county's defence pretty seriously stretched there. Lahore and Nathan storming through the middle. Now can the counties hold out? And another penalty against the All Blacks for a line-out offence. Jarrett tossing it to the full-back. Just under 25 minutes left now. And another good kick for touch by Barry Edwards brings them up to the halfway line. Comes Paul Watts, coming down on McCormick and nailing him on the 25. Not quite, but the counties have gained a lot of ground. Certainly haven't run out of steam, these counties forwards, and what a remarkable thing it would be. Still early to say, of course, if the All Blacks should lose their unbeaten record on the same ground where they were beaten for the only time 4 years ago. Nicely back from the line out, and Glyn Turner doing well to try and put it back into touch, but he's missed. And the whistle has gone anyway for a put-in to the New Zealanders just out from their 25. And on the put-in, the county's backs lying very flat in defence. Lahore standing off from the scrum. Magnificent player he is. Giving it to Thorne. And in they pile, that county's pack, trying to kill the loose ball, and it's roughing up. And the referee in trouble too. And a penalty against the All Blacks from a very kickable position. A lot of booing from the crowd. And Keith Jarrett taking this kick from nearly the 10-yard line. It must be all of 45 yards, including the angle. And this half, of course, he's got this quite stiff breeze to contend with. Just 18 minutes gone in this second half. Keith Jarrett taking his time, as he's entitled to do. He can't take too long, of course. The referee is always fully entitled to say you've taken too long over a kick and declare it null and void. Now, can he get it? No, he sliced it. It was Tremaine under it. And Tremaine for the second time making a mess of a kick for touch. How does it bounce? Picked up by the fly half, Grindle, and put back into touch very near the 25. Well, that's not the sort of error-free rugby that Fred Allen would have his side play. There's no doubt that the New Zealand line-out work today has not been as clean and as incisive as it normally you'd expect it to be, and for that all credit, of course, to the counties. Going then again, New Zealand put in. This is McCormick coming in as an additional out half. Long kick down to the 25. Barry Edwards. Safely into touch. 10 yards out from the 25-yard line. And the count is still leading by 12 points to 9. And very nearly now in the fourth and last quarter of the match. Going. Curtin. Underneath that is the fullback, and he misses it this time, Barry Edwards. Cottrell is there, and now we'd expect the ball to come back on the black side, shall we? No, it's back on the county side, but it's very, very close to the line. And they've got it, going out on the blind side. Curtin trying to go through, losing the ball. Touchdown, and 20 minutes have gone, and it's a scrum. 5 yards out. And the New Zealanders missing a chance there with at least one overlap. Never in. McCormick is coming into the line at inside centre, I think. Holding it, pushing it. Are they going for a pushover try? No, he's lost it. Lahore's lost it, going for the blindside try. And this time it's the counties put in, and this is really desperate stuff for the Monmouthshire 15. And here's a heel that their hooker Wilkins must get on his own head. Almost on the line. And the scrum half fails to find touch. Steele rather, trying to find a way through. Lahore checked. And the counties line really under siege here. It's their throw in through the hands of Steele. Curtin giving instructions to his backs outside him. McCormick threatening to come in wide down the line. There'll be a long throw here to Lahore. There it comes. Lahore gets it back to Gray. This thunderous man, Gray, back to going. Well checked by the scarlet jerseys. Can the New Zealanders ruck it from here? Whistle goes. And it's a scrummage. Again, it's Glyn Turner to put it in. The counties here must be dying for breathing space. A relieving touch kick up to the 25. Wilkins has got to get the hook. He's got it, but going back a bit. And that'll be a 5-yard scrum. So going this time for the All Blacks. And what are the All Blacks going to do with it this time if they get the expected heel? McCormick threatening once again to come in at inside centre. Lahore standing off from the scrum. They've got a beautiful heel. McCormick comes blind, slips it out to Steele, and he's over. Steele is over. The left wing 10 yards in. And that squares the match off at 12 points all after 23 minutes in the second half. This relentless All Black pressure now beginning to tell. So McCormick to take this kick from about 15 yards in. A very kickable position. Got to allow a little bit for the breeze, aiming a little towards the right-hand post. Not much. $114 points he's scored so far in 10 games. Today is being his 10th appearance. And if he gets this, of course, the All Blacks are in front for the first time. Oh! Just outside the near post. Couldn't have been much closer. So the New Zealanders have scored 2 tries to Monmouthshire's none. And it's all square. 12 points all. Walker Nathan. Bill Davis, haven't seen a lot of him this afternoon. Ball hasn't run his way very much. It's Howells underneath it for the counties. Comes out to Dennis Hughes, does well to get it out to Keith Jarrett. Well tackled by Thorne. And Jarrett's role this afternoon has been almost exclusively that of goal kicker. I think that's the first time he's had the ball in his hand all day, apart from placing the ball for a kick at goal. Grindle, Mike Grindle of Evervale, running that into touch, number 10. 15 minutes left. 12 all. All Blacks 10 yards line. Curtin from going. Curtin again, the long high kick. A little bit too straight downfield. Has it a very nasty one for Edwards. He recovers well. But the referee reckoned he just knocked that on his 25. And judging by Edwards' reaction, the player agreed with him. Only just slightly. But a fair knock on. And here's another dangerous attacking situation for the All Blacks. McCormick already up in the line. Going, Curtin, Cottrell, Steele in the line as well. It's Arthur Hughes, well out to Jarrett. To the other wing, it's Daniels. Daniels covering extremely well. Laurie Daniels of Pontypool. Coming across from one wing to the other. So we're back to the All Blacks 10 yards line. Wasn't straight, the throw in drifting off course in the breeze. Little kick by Curtin for Thorne. Well played, the fullback, Edwards. He looks pretty fast, this Graham Thorne, 21-year-old centre as he was when he was picked for the tour. I dare say we shall hear a lot more about him in the future. Gray. Oh, missing out his inside centre. Gray again. Jennings, the lock forward. Kick for Steele. It's down to the Monmouthshire 25. Tremendous support now for the Monmouthshire side from their own crowd. Brian Price not quite able to get clean possession. Howells is caught with it. And in they go for the ruck. going, trying to fish somebody out, as he was well entitled to do. It was Gareth Howells. Getting a little bit steamed up about the whole episode. Not put in straight.